the c5 square. If you're going to play knight c5, it's immediately going to be removed from the board. He goes g5. So Mag at long last expands on the king side, but you see the evaluation bar expanding in white's favor.
Yeah. And I'm not sure exactly what Magnus is aiming for here. I think it's time for Jan to fix the problem once and for all of his h2 bishop. Robert, that is exactly what he does. Moves the king away. And if he gets these two moves in, that's it. That will eliminate any last mini chances, micro chances that Black is hoping to generate with his kingside play.
And the bishop on d3 is so well placed. It defends the rook on b1, covers the e4 pawn as well, just keeps everything together. And I'm trying to come up with some ideas for Magnus, like where can the knights jump
F5?
to? Where does the rook belong? But yeah, f5 makes e5 so weak.
That is true, and white could meet that probably with f3, although something like knight c7 might be a more ambitious approach. No, this is looking mighty grim. Maybe g4. Open
I
up
love
the
knight
h
c7.
file.
After f5, I love that move, knight c7. It's really a clever one.
Yeah, I can show that, I guess, because the bishop drops back, you lose f5, and the moment you take, you have this gaping hole on e6 that white is going to swing his knight to with a fork. This is looking grim.
Look at that. Bishop d5 and knight b6, trying to win this pawn on d5. And that bishop on h2, still out of play. So if Magnus can snag this d5 pawn, even material once more, and we have some imbalances.
Yeah. No, this is perhaps the last remaining hope for Magnus, but there's another sip of water. Jan seems incredibly relaxed. He's got the situation fully under control and plenty of time on his clock to figure out these last few challenges en route to holding his own and winning the match.
So what can he do here? Knight c5 makes a lot of sense to me. Try to hop right into e6 with a fork.
I'll play king f7.
As bishop on d3 can't find that diagonal, the a2 g8 diagonal.
Yeah, that's a bit annoying, actually. That's a bit annoying. And Black is threatening to recapture on d5 at last, if the king shifts away from g7.
Oh, wait, you're not threatening knight d5, actually. So
because of knight b7?
Variation, yes, it's actually really nice. So a5, knight takes d5, knight b7 is really nasty.
Beautiful. This is amazing. If you take, you get forked. And you know what's super cool as well? In this position, I'm counterattacking your bishop. Woo! Bishop c4. And that picks up a7. And that move, king g1, that's such a money decision by Jan because it eliminates all of the back rank problems.
Yep, bringing the king towards the center, making sure that he can escape. And as you're showing here, trading the knights was the point for the 7th rank check. So he played knight a5 instead of knight c5.
So he's heading for c6. Oh, and after knight d5, I think he's got that knight b7 idea.
That's funny.
You called it.
You think knight c6 is coming, and then knight b7 happens. Like, oh gosh, gotta resign now.
Little misdirection. I guess Magnus has to put his rook on the 7th rank. That might be his only move. And that does finally reinforce the threat of knight takes d5 at last.
He
takes a
4. Isn't knight b7 winning?
B7? It's over after knight b7. And he plays it instantly.
Yes, and Magnus resigned. I think Magnus allowed it just because he couldn't play it for win any other way. Jan Nepomniachtchi is our second finalist. Magnus has had enough of Fischer Random for the day. And Jan Nepomniachtchi, Hikaru Nakamura, that is your championship Sunday showdown.
And what a showdown it's going to be. Both of these players are in phenomenal form. There is nothing better, Robert, than a match between two players who are just knocking everybody out. This must feel amazing for Jan. Obviously, a little revenge, a little nasty there for Jan Nepomniachtchi as he knocks Magnus Carlsen off, forcing him to play the consolation match. This has been incredible. Honestly, incredible.
Yeah, 3 wins in a row. I mean, the important ones were rounds 2 and 3. It's kind of like 2 wins in a row, and the third one's like a 0.75, right? It's like the game